Hello and welcome back to Remember the Flowers. We will be continuing where we left off, which, if you recall, is after Cyrus was taken to a warehouse for the night by Axel, Ring, and Rose, and they had a nice little dinner, and they even gave him a little warm or heated blanket. And as the night was ending, though, he overheard the three of them. Well, Cyrus overheard the three of them talking about how Axel should just rip off the band-aid and tell Cyrus something. And obviously it's not going to be a good something. It's either going to be, oh, the life you remember is actually fake, or all the people you remember are all dead. You know, I'm probably guessing it's the second one, but, we'll see. So, yeah. Well, let's continue and see what happens. When I wake up again, I can't help but wonder one thing. Will I ever have a consistent place to sleep? At the very least, this heated blanket did wonders. I find myself completely enveloped by it. If I didn't know any better, I'd say I could fall asleep again. Hell, I don't even know what time it is. Maybe I can. Chapter 7. Snowtop Respite. A respite. I don't know. My inner thoughts are interrupted by a voice just outside of my toasty cocoon. Hey, Cyrus? You awake? Axel sighs. It's not too late to just leave him, you know. We really gotta work on your sense of humor. I thought it was funny. That's the problem. Oh, really? Axel interrupts them in a fairly demanding tone. Guys, seriously, not first thing in the morning. There's a pause. Sorry. Same. I'll start getting the truck packed up. I'll help. Appreciate it. Now then. My worst fears are coming to fruition. Axel starts to slowly pull off the blanket, giving me a healthy blast of desert air. I can't help but shiver as I rub my eyes. That weird lantern from last night must be on again. It's the only source of light that I can see. I know it's a bit cold. You can keep the blanket on while we're in the car, okay? On one hand, it's nice that he's taking care of me. On the other hand, I sort of feel like I'm being coddled. Shit, I need to be more assertive. With my cover blown, I quickly sit up to stretch. Sorry, I didn't mean to oversleep. Actually, we're leaving a little bit early. I'm glad to see you're an early riser. Habit I got during university. Still tired, though. University, huh? Might have to pick your brain about that one on the trip back. Here, let's get everything packed up. Alright. Axel's about to lift more of the blanket off of me before I decide to do it myself. I got it. Thanks. Oh, no problem. How are you feeling? Before answering, I quickly get myself up from my makeshift bed. I stand up slightly too fast, nearly losing my balance. Still, I carry on the facade that I am in peak condition. Well, as peak as I can manage. I'll live. Do you need any help? Not really. Ring and Rose can handle it. I just wanted to make sure that you're okay. Well, I'm fine. That bed was pretty comfy. Glad you think so. The one back home will be even better. Home? Huh. You said we'll be there by lunchtime? Maybe a bit earlier. Ring got a message saying that there were patrols a few miles away. We decided it'd be best to leave now. About that, aren't they just a medical facility? Why does it sound like they have an army? Axel hesitates to answer. That sounds like a road trip question. Let's get everything together and I'll try to fill you in. Alright. I step away from the bed to let Axel do his thing. As much as I want to help, I don't think I could lift the blanket or the mattress thing. Axel folds the blanket up like it's nothing, though. Looking around the warehouse, it looks like most everything's been put away. other than the lantern and some cooking appliances. And done. I think that's just about it. Axel holds everything on one bicep before he hands me a small pouch. Here, this is your water bottle and light stick. Oh, thank you. The pouch has a long enough strap to go over my shoulder. It almost looks like a small messenger bag. I kinda like it. Okay, I just have to get the last of the equipment and we'll be set. If you want, you can go wait in the in-vehicle. They should have it unlocked by now. You sure you don't want any help? I'll be fine. I carry way more back at the bar. Whether or not he realizes it, he flexes his free arm. If I didn't know any better, I'd say his biceps are almost as big as my torso. That's both a comforting and a scary thought. I'll head over. Just need to pee first. Axel lets out an embarrassed laugh. Alright. Hopefully it's the last time you have to use the bathroom outside for a while. No kidding. With one more stretch, I make my way out of the warehouse. The moon is rather pitiful this morning. There's barely any light out here. I can see the in-vehicle at least. The back door is letting out some light. I think I see Ring and Rose standing against the side of it, chatting. Psst! Hey! I don't want to startle them, but I have to get their attention somehow. I can barely see their silhouettes turned towards me. Not surprising, Rose is the one who answers. She also replies in a loud whisper. What? I need to pee. I'll be right back. Okay. What's wrong with you two? Ring replies normally. I don't. Instead, I grab the light out of my pouch. Wait, how do I use it? I didn't pay much attention to it last night. It sort of feels like a piece of quartz. Smooth. Instinctually, I slide my fingers up the side of it. It starts to give off a faint green glow. Whoa, that's neat. I try to make it bright enough to see, and sure enough, it's like I have my own flashlight. Once I make it around the corner of the warehouse, I set the light stick down. It's still pretty cold out, so I make sure to do my business as fast as possible. When I finish up, I shake my hands to try to fling off some of the germs. Wish I could wash my hands. I move to grab the light stick when something catches my eye. The sun rising over the horizon. It's easier to appreciate without being on top of a train. The cool desert breeze is actually kind of nice. Along with being able to experience it without him. I can't help but flip my hair through it and smile. I don't know why, but I think today's going to be a good day. I can't appreciate the scenery for too long. Rose is starting to yell for me. Cyrus! Are you done peeing yet? I can't help but laugh, mainly at the absurdity of the situation. Yes, I'm coming. Okay. I stuff the light stick back in my pouch and then turn the corner. Rose and Ring are talking while Axel is putting away the rest of the equipment. He notices me and starts waving. I give an awkward smile as I wave back. I know he's a tiger, and even though they look completely different, he reminds me a bit of Damien. It's comforting, in a way. I almost managed to get to the car without incident, but I sneezed loudly. Uh-oh, let's get you in the car. We don't want you to catch a cold. I sniffle, cringing as I try to use my sleeve to wipe my nose. Sounds good. Gross. I can sneeze on you next time, if you'd prefer. It'll be the last thing that comes out of your mouth if you do. Bet. At least you've got energy. Come on, let's get this trip started. I nod as I make my way into the warm truck and sit where I was last time. I take it Rose is the driver of the crew. Ring and Axel sit down across from me. For the most part, I'll drive if she needs a break. But it's only another 5 hours, so she'll be fine. Knowing her, we'll get there in 3. She may be a speed demon on her bike, but she wouldn't risk the truck. You haven't seen her drive when you're not around. No one likes a tattletale, Ring. Ring jumps as Rose's voice comes through the intercom. No one likes an eavesdropper either, Rose. There's no response, which makes Ring click his tongue in annoyance. Bitch. I cough at the bluntness while Axel sighs. If I didn't know any better, I'd say that we're brother and sister. I guess I do say that a lot. You and everyone else back home. To be fair, it does seem like you get along well with each other. Ring scoffs at that. She's like that with everybody, always in other people's spaces. Axel starts to chuckle. What? She is. Nowadays she is. I've told you how much of a wildcat she used to be. Used to, he says. Oh, trust me, you wouldn't want to tangle with her when she gets serious. I'd rather avoid her altogether, thank you very much. Good luck with that. Instead of interrupting, I opt to just listen in. I can learn a lot by blending in with the background. What about you, Cyrus? How are you liking things so far? Oh, oops. I got distracted. Oh, well, it's only been a day, but it's better than most days I've had recently. I can only imagine. Sorry, I'm really not trying to fish for sympathy or anything. It doesn't mean you can't use it. Ring groans. What? You're so fucking corny. I don't know. I think it's kind of sweet. See? He's sensible. Shocking. Don't you have work to do on your axiom or something? I'm so glad you asked. No, I don't. In fact, as soon as we start moving, I'm gonna go back to sleep. Ring finishes speaking with a subdued growl, but I don't think it's aimed at me. Axel leans in to whisper something to me. He forgot his earplugs, so he hasn't gotten the best of sleep lately. Ah. Ring scoffs again before leaning back and crossing his arms. I actually feel sorry for him. I know all too well how crappy a day can go just from a lack of sleep. Do you want us to be quiet while you sleep? He opens one eye to look at me before he shrugs. If you want. Doubt you're as loud as her. I half expect Rose to come over the loudspeaker to yell at him. Thankfully, the silence persists. We'll be quiet. With a grunt, Ring shuts his eyes and tries to drift off. Not long after he does, the truck starts moving. For some reason, that gets my heart pumping a bit. It's actually setting in that I'm heading towards my new home, wherever that may be. Axel looks as calm as ever. Meanwhile, Ring seems to have already fallen asleep. I wish I could knock out that fast. I lean back in my seat as well, wondering what's going to happen to me and if I can avoid it altogether. I'm sure if they want to, they can force me to do whatever. Hell, I'm sure Axel could do whatever with just one hand. I guess I should be thankful that, so far, he's been pretty nice. Something the matter? He catches me off guard again. I will admit it's somewhat annoying that he can read me so well, even if it's to check on me. Yeah, I'm fine. Just a bit nervous is all. It'll probably be a rough few days, but after all our work together is done, you're free to just relax and do whatever you can. He didn't say whatever I want, which I guess makes sense since I'll be under house arrest, it seems. Can you go over what we're going to be doing exactly? Not surprisingly, Axel starts to tense up. Maybe I'm easy to read, but I'd like to think that I'm getting better at reading other people too. When we get back home, we're going to have you meet with our doctor. They're going to try to help you get your memories back. And it's only for information on Resoom? For the most part, yes. And after that? We'll make sure that they don't take you again. I see. What? It just seems too good to be true is all. I'm going to be living with you from now on without having to do anything? More or less. In my opinion, I think you've paid your dues in excess. If you say so. As much as I'd like to believe that I'll be free to just sit around and do nothing, I doubt I'll be able to just sit still for long. I'd probably get bored within a week or two. I guess I can use the free time to plan my way back home. Although, the more that I think about it, there's not much of a chance of me going home, is there? For some reason, that thought gets less and less sad the more I dwell on it. At the very least, I want to find out how I got here. Maybe hit whoever sent me here with a shovel in the meantime. Oh, speaking of violence. Hey Axel, I think there's something you should know. What's that? I look over to make sure Ring is still asleep, before slowly taking out the gun in my pocket. I have this. Axel looks surprised for a moment, but not as much as I expected. Oh, yeah. You did say he gave you a weapon. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it's locked. I don't think he had any intention for me to use it. Knowing him, he wouldn't have wanted you to use it against him. Given the chance now, I probably would. So I guess that was smart of him. I'd say I'm just joking, but I'm not sure I am. Would you like us to unlock it? Huh? That's what you wanted to show me, right? Well, no, I just wanted you to know that I had a weapon. Oh. He gives an awkward smile. That's thoughtful of you. I didn't peg you as the type to just go gunslinging without reason. I'd say that's a fair judgment. As far as I know, I've only fired a gun once, and that was just recently. Did you like how it felt? That's an odd question. Did I? I mean, it felt kind of cool, I guess? Just because it feels so futuristic compared to what we had? It is a nice model. I'm surprised he left it with you. Oh, really? I thought that was on purpose. Me neither. Again, if you want, we can unlock it. Sleeping Beauty over here can hack into pretty much anything. Why though? I thought you might feel better having some form of self-defense. Maybe? I carefully look over the gun again. Would you just keep it locked, like it has been? Not unless you want us to. I ponder that. How could I guarantee that they'd keep it unlocked for me to use? This was meant to be more of a surprise, but we have an axiom back at home. I was going to give it to you. That snatches my attention. Wait, what? Why? Aren't they, like, really expensive? It'd be convenient for you to have one. It's no big deal. We've had this one for a while, but no one can really handle it. Wait, that kind of worries me. Why? Well, it was a prototype model the company tried out. It didn't go over well. It's actually one of a kind. Huh. How did you get it then? The company who manufactures them gave it to us. We all got an axiom and some extras. Ring actually has another one he uses at home. The bigger model he has is only for missions. Interesting. I guess that makes sense. Different models for different purposes. Exactly. I'll give it to you when we get back home. I keep it in storage. I'm kind of excited. But, why can't people handle it? Axel looks a little worried. It, really hurts to put it on. Most models you can just take on and off at your leisure. This one, however, digs deep into your skin so that it can't be removed easily. Hurts like you wouldn't believe. Oh, I can probably handle that, if that's all. Exactly. I can help you set up everything, that gun included. Alright, sounds good. I appreciate it. It's no trouble. Without sounding cheesy, I think it was meant for you. Just, Don't tell Ring about it till you get it. He's had his eye on it for a while. Oh, wow. Exclusive secrets already? Alright, I take it he couldn't handle it. I hadn't even turned it on yet, and he already started moaning. I snort at that. Wow. Don't tell him I said this either, but he cried when he got his ear pierced. I have to actually cover my mouth just so that I don't burst out laughing. I don't want to explain that to a sleeping dragon. I just nod with tears in my eyes. That's really funny. He really is all bark and no bite. I'll take that with me to the grave. So will I. Axel starts to chuckle too. Ring stirs a bit and we both freeze. Thankfully, he just readjusts himself, which causes both Axel and I to breathe out in unison. Which in turn elicits another silent laughing session. Ah, just like last night, I'm feeling pretty good. It's nice to have light-hearted conversations without snark for a change. It might hurt me down the line, but I think I can trust this man. I'm willing to try, anyway. I'm certainly willing. The rest of the car ride is fairly uneventful. Ring's still asleep while Axel reads his book. I go between sleeping and staring out the window. Every time I wake up, the scenery is completely different. I wonder if we're going that fast or if this country is just diverse in its environment. We even passed through what I assume is a crater caused by the 7 stars. Despite what caused it, I can't help but admire its beauty. It looks like a glass pit surrounded by the remaining sand. I wonder when the last time I went on an actual road trip was. A long time ago, I visited Damien at his house, but only once. He wasn't out yet, so it was hard to act honest. Still, when it was just the two of us, he made sure to show me how much he loved me. Ah, Damien. I miss you. I wish most of my memories of you weren't so hazy. How long has it been since we saw each other? Rose's voice coming through the speaker puts a pause on my theorizing. Hey boss, you there? Hear you loud and clear. What's up, Rose? We'll be at the bunker in about 10 minutes. That makes my heart skip a beat. We're almost there already. Roger that. Good work as always. No sweat. Axel starts to nudge Ring awake. There's a trail of drool coming from his maw. Come on, bud. We're almost there. Don't you want to see you-know-who? Ring pops an eye open and panic before quickly calming down. You know he's on a mission right now. Ah, good. You're awake. Fantastic. The dragon stretches to wake himself up. Almost there. Yep, about 10 more minutes. Good. I'm ready for some time off. As far as I know, we got a couple of weeks before any pressing matters. Perfect. I'm gonna take the next week off, then take on some odd jobs or something. What kind of odd jobs? Ring gives me a look riddled with exhaustion. I help people fix their shit when they break it. He's a good handyman. Oh, I see. If you need anything fixed, let me know. Actually, we do have something that you can fix tomorrow, if that's okay. What? Just something Cyrus brought. We'll show you tomorrow. He seems disinterested, as usual. I don't blame him. I'm not really a morning person either. Rose comes over the loudspeaker again as she pulls the car to a rolling stop. Alright, we're here. I peek out the window. It looks like we're still in the middle of nowhere. Although, we're under some sort of rock formation. I can see a city in the distance, but it's way too far to walk. How do we get there? Just watch. And don't tell anyone. That too. I can't even ask why, before it feels like there's a small earthquake under the truck. After a moment, we seemingly start to drive downward. Oh, hold on to something. We're going downhill for a little while. Underground? Glad to see you still catch on fast. Ring puts a seatbelt on before grabbing on to a nearby handle. I start panicking since I can't figure out how to put on the seatbelt. It's not long before Axel motions me over to him. Here, come sit between us. I'll hold on to you. I don't have much time to think about it as we start descending fast. Okay. Without thinking, I jump over to the other side of the truck. Axel helps me between himself and Ring, holding my shoulders as he straps me in. As usual, he's very warm. Okay, that should do it. I'll keep holding on to you till we're down, alright? I nod as everything starts to get dark. Yes, Axel, hold on to me. The inside lights flash on, but the outside is still completely pitch black. After what feels like several minutes, I can actually see where we're headed. It looks like a huge underground cave with a few small buildings. Wow. That's our base of operations. Well, kind of. We share it with some other groups. Do you live there? No, we live in different cities. Oh, really? I've connected all of our residences to a private capsule system. Despite living on opposite sides of the country, it's almost like we're in our own apartment complex. Whoa, that's impressive. We used to live together, but that, posed problems. Like what? Security issues. Plus, if one side gets compromised, we can quickly go somewhere else without being tracked. That is pretty convenient. Indeed, we used to live on base actually, but we got to the point of wanting our own space. Speaking of, where will I be staying again? You'll be staying with me for the next day or two. We have a room at the base for you to stay in, but we just need to clean it up. Oh, I'm living underground? That's kind of cool. If you say so, you'll miss the sun. I'll have it set up so that you can come visit us when you want or need to. Hey, I didn't sign up for that. Okay, fine. You can come visit anyone who's not being difficult. Thank you. I snort. I'll be sure to knock. We'll be coming to you more often than not. You can't port without an axiom. I can see Axel flick his ear, but he doesn't reply. Oh, I didn't realize that. Why don't you give him one of yours, Ring? No. I use them all. How many do you have? That's none of your business. Rose comes over the intercom. He has like 8. I don't have that many! Ring spits back to the ceiling, which doesn't reply. Jeez. You do have a lot. I need them. What, you have collector's editions or something? I say in jest, but I don't think Ring takes it as a joke. In fact, he takes a second to reply. No. Oh my god, what a loser. I can't help but laugh again. Seriously? Why the hell are there collector's versions of... I stop myself mid-sentence before I remember the plethora of special edition smartwatches or phones we had. Actually, never mind. It's not that outlandish, I guess. Thank you. I wasn't vindicating you. Don't need you to. Are we almost there? Pulling up as we speak. Thank God, ready to sleep in my own bed for once. How far away do you live, Ring? That's classified information. I instinctively grimace, but he couldn't have known. I guess that's fair. Axel gets himself out of his straps before leaning over to get me out of mine. In any case, tomorrow I'll give you a tour of the facility. Probably not a good idea to do till we get the okay from our boss. Dang, was looking forward to it. It looks cool down here. Glad to hear. I'll show you how the elevator works tomorrow so that you can get some sun when you need it. Is that okay?
Most likely, if it poses an issue, Rose or I can come along.
Got it. I didn't realize how pale I had gotten. I could use some sun.
If you want, we can walk into town instead of porting.
Maybe one day. Not today, though.
Fair enough.
Axel opens the door for us. Ring immediately gets out to stretch.
Ugh, maybe I should pay Vita a visit. Sleeping in that thing ain't good for my back. You know, they'll probably be a bit busy for the next week or so.
Ah, yeah. Forgot about that. Don't worry, I won't tell them that you name-dropped them. Ring covers his mouth.
Shit. Ring, I think we might want to just drop the codenames while we're home now.
No way.
Are you going to make Cyrus call you different things every mission then?
No, he can just call me Ring. Axel sighs.
This is going to get old fast.
I'm kind of with Ring on this one. Rose joins us from around the front.
Really?
Well, yeah. We didn't get this far by not being careful. See, even Rose is making sense. What's that supposed to mean?
Guys.
Axel stops them before they even start.
I just think it would be a good step to help Cyrus trust us.
Well, don't we need to trust Cyrus first? Everyone looks at Rose. Don't get me wrong, I know he's been through a lot, but personally, I want to wait till Vita checks him out thoroughly. What if he has a tracker on him or something? Huh, I didn't think of that.
That thing in the back of his head was probably...
We don't know that. Look, I know you're most likely just following orders, but I think we just need to take this a little slower. Let's see how he is after everything with Vita.
But
there's enough tension in the air to be uncomfortable. Enough to where I'm glad that they're leaving me out of the conversation for once. Although, I decide to intervene anyway. I tug on Axel's jacket. I don't really mind. I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable. And besides, I'm used to people not telling me their real names. That was meant to be a joke to lighten the mood, but I think it had the opposite effect. Eventually, Axel sighs again.
No, you're right. Sorry, I shouldn't push you guys into sharing personal information.
We're not saying that we don't want Cyrus around, but... Ring starts coughing. I'm not saying I don't want Cyrus around, but... yeah. I think we should err on the side of caution.
That's completely understandable. We'll take it one step at a time.
Just try not to slip up, please. I really want to say like you're one to talk, but that's a whole other can of worms I don't want to get into. Anyway, you need us for anything else?
Not right now, no. But keep an eye out for any potential changes. We'll probably have a meeting with the boss at some point.
I don't know why we can't just do that remotely.
She's a stickler for security. I know I have a lot to learn from her.
Well, it's nearly 9 a.m. back home. Shops will be opening soon, and I've got some errands to run.
Got it. Thanks for all your help. We couldn't have done this without you.
Yeah. Keep me posted.
Will do.
As Ring walks past Axel, they give each other a high five. I think I'll head into town for a little while myself. I want to see how the gym has been since we left.
Sounds good. Do you want any help?
Thanks, but no thanks. Besides, you gotta go check on the bar.
I guess that's true. I wonder how much I'll have to clean up this time.
It's a bar. If it's messy, that means people are using it right.
If you say so. See ya, boss. Let me know if you need anything. Of course, get some rest. Instead of a high five, they gave each other a fist bump. She walks in the opposite direction of Ring. Now it's just Axel and me. Well, you want to head back to my place? I pucker my lips. I know that's not what he meant, but I still choke back a cough. Yeah, sure. How far away is it? It'll only take us about a few minutes to get there. We'll port. Ah, handy. Indeed. You ready? Axel starts walking and nods for me to follow. And I do so. Oh, when we enter the building, I'll have to ask you to keep your eyes closed. Is there one of those weird hallways that teleports you? What? Oh no! Thankfully we have more modern technology. We just don't have the right clearance for you to really see everything yet. The capsule motel Lance took me to isn't considered modern? God damn. Axel holds out his paw. I'll guide you through. It won't take us long to reach the station. I stare at his big paw for a moment. You sure you're not trying to sell me? Axel coughs before laughing nervously. As far as I'm aware, I'm not. Satisfied with his flustered expression, I grab his paw and close my eyes. Lead the way. I'll try not to peek. Axel effortlessly envelops most of my hand. I can tell he's trying to hold back. Don't worry, you get used to it. Axel laughs to himself and gently leads me through this new building. Damn, his paw is warm. It's the little things. Betty's warm. Even though my eyes are closed, I take mental notes on how long some of these hallways are. Maybe the building goes further into the cave than I thought. I can't help but tense my eyelids. It's uncomfortable to keep them closed for this long. It feels like I'm going to walk into a wall at any moment. How much further? Just a little bit longer. We're almost there. Alright, ugh! All of a sudden, Axel stops in front of me. Well, not as hard as a wall, crashing into Axel's back isn't much better. I can't help but open my eyes as I use my free hand to check my nose. His back is more toned than I thought. Jeez, what was that for? Oh, hey Vita. Axel's grip around my hand tightens. Huh. Reflexively, I try to lean over to see who it is, but as soon as I do, I remember to shut my eyes. I'm not getting in trouble for something so stupid. I see you all made it back in one piece. You did make it back in one piece, right? Thankfully, although I think Rose mentioned something was wrong with her arm. Sounds like nothing of note happened then. I swear, when will she learn to take care of that thing? Axel almost tries to push me behind him. Why? Is it bad we met this person? Ah, you did find him. Axel grips even harder. Yeah, he's been through a lot. I heard. Ring gave me a debriefing while you were on the road. Of course he did. Something the matter? No, nothing. Even with my eyes closed, I can feel Vita staring at me. Why are your eyes closed? Oh, they're talking to me? I pause for a moment. I try to face their direction when I reply. This is almost as awkward as when I woke up in that alley. Axel told me to keep them closed? Something about certification or something? Ah, I see. I don't think anyone's going to do anything if you open them, but it's your call. Vita, come on. Just saying, I guess in that case, I won't be looking at him today after all. Axel loosens his grip a little and sighs. I was going to suggest holding off for a bit. He needs some time to get acclimated. Vita doesn't respond at first. It'll happen sooner or later. I know. Well, I'll be bugging you until I get his IDs. I want to get this over with as soon as possible. Now it's my turn to grip Axel's paw harder. I furrow my brows as I start to get concerned. Get what over exactly? Vita takes another moment. When they do reply, it's almost melancholic. I have a myriad of tests for you, both physical and psychological. This gives me the opportunity to warn you ahead of time, at least. Vita sighs. Prepare yourself, you most likely won't be the same once we're done. I figured as much. No use denying it. I try to say with a bit of resolve, but my trembling hand probably gives me away. I can respect that. I'm not exactly known for sugarcoating things, but I'm not going to try to push you over the edge for the sake of it. I'm not sure if that's meant to be comforting. I appreciate it, I think. Well, I'm heading back to my room for the day, and Axel? Yes? Never mind. Have a good day, Cyrus. Axel pulls me closer, not giving me a chance to reply. You as well. Goodbye, Vita. I can hear Vita walking away. I don't move or speak at first. Eventually, Axel nudges me. Sorry about that. Ready to keep going? Yeah, sure. There's an awkward silence surrounding us. So, that's the doctor? I take it? Yes. They seem nice? They can be, although they can be too blunt for their own good. I'm surprised they let us off that easily. Huh. Well, I guess it makes sense for them to be blunt. How do you mean? As a doctor, you should give it to your patients straight if you can. I guess. Let's go. Okay. I get the feeling Axel doesn't want to talk right now. I keep my mouth shut, along with my eyes, as we keep walking. Thankfully, it isn't too much longer until we reach our destination. Alright, we're almost there. We just gotta stand in this room for a minute or two. It's not a hallway? No, those models have been out of service for a while. They're not very safe. Oh. Glad nothing happened during the times I used one then. Plus, you can open your eyes in this one, much more comfortable. I see. Can I open them now? Hang on, just one more second. Okay, we're in. You can open them. I slowly open my eyes to prepare for something unexpected. I'm almost disappointed to realize it looks like a big elevator, complete with a carpet and number pad by the door. The set of doors on either side reminds me of the ones in hospitals. I'm kinda surprised by how plain it is. Really? I haven't seen a lot of rooms like this. Huh. Weird. Maybe this is old school here? Alright, hang on to the rails if you need to. Sometimes it gets a bit funky. Axel heads over to the number pad and starts to input a really, really long code. Like 15 digits long. You can remember all of that? I have to if I want to get home. Fair enough. And we're here. What? Something wrong? We just got here. We're done? Yeah, that's a pretty standard length of time. Jeez, that's crazy. Huh, I'll admit it took me a while to get accustomed to. But after a decade or so, you get used to it. If you say so. We're here then? Yep, welcome home, Cyrus. Axel taps the pad one more time to open the sliding doors. Just like Lance, we're walking right into his home. I assume we're in the living room. It's nicely furnished with a good amount of space. Wow, this looks great. Is it an apartment? Basically, we're in a condo in the heart of town. What's the town called? Lambent Peak. Peak? Yep, we're on a mountain. Whoa, so I'll be living underground while you're on top of a mountain? Pretty much, although you can come visit me whenever you want. I walk around the room, veering towards the window. Wow, We really are on a mountain. At the edge of town, all I can see is an ocean of clouds. Wow. It's pretty hard to get up here. The town usually ports supplies up every week or so. That doesn't sound very convenient. Do rich people live up here? You could say that. It's not easy to live on a mountain, but it does have its perks. I can imagine. Wow. Axel ruffles my hair as he walks past me, but I'm too captivated to care. We can relax for a little while. I'll make us some lunch soon. Just make yourself comfortable. Oh, okay. I realize I'm still wearing my filthy shoes. I don't want to track dirt inside. Oh, ew. It just hit me. I've been wearing these things for a couple of days straight. Axel? Could I take a shower or something later? Sure. How about after we eat? Alright. I moved to one of the couches. I feel bad wearing my shoes in the carpet, but I'd rather not stink up the whole place. The couch is quite plush. I'm no expert, but I can tell the level of quality his furniture has. The wall has a big black rectangle that I can only assume is this world's version of a TV. There are some machines around the place that I don't recognize, but besides that, this could pass for an expensive condo back home. I'm completely out of my place here. Maybe I should ask for a haircut, at least some nicer clothes? I hear some sort of ding behind me. Looking over, there's a big kitchen taking up most of the corner of the room. Food's ready. I toasted up some sandwiches and reheated some soup I made. Should be light enough for you. Looks like he's in his element, carrying a tray of food in each paw effortlessly. He brings them over, carefully placing a tray down on the coffee table. Here you are. Hope you like it. I'm sure I will. Thank you. Sure enough, the food looks professionally made. Started this week in a rundown apartment with spam for breakfast. Now look at me. There's nothing wrong with spam. I like spam. Glad I ended up here, that's for sure. I take one of the sandwich halves and start eating it. It almost tastes like a club sandwich, but with something sweet. Honey? Whatever it is, I like it. I can't help but keep looking around while I eat. Nervous? I mumble inquisitively with a full mouth. I swallow so that I can answer him. Oh, not really. Do I look nervous? Kind of. I wouldn't blame you, though. You're in a new environment and all. I guess I have nerves of steel. Well, dead nerves of steel. After everything, I'm not surprised. Hopefully you can finally have some peace and quiet here with us. That sounds nice, but I might get bored if I just sit around all day. We can find some stuff for you to do. Could always use more employees at the bar. I worked at a restaurant for a little while. I could help for sure. Sounds like a plan. We sit in silence as we eat. Although, now that everything is sinking in, maybe I am getting a little bit nervous. So... This Vita person, they're going to help me get my memories back? Pretty much, although the process can be a bit arduous. Why's that? Axel drops his smile entirely before sighing. He pauses. You probably won't be you anymore. Vita said something like that. What does that mean exactly? Well, the you that exists right now only exists while you have amnesia. Once your memories come back... Ah, I get it. I mean, I understand what he's saying, but this is a little bit too existential for me right now. I see. I guess I already knew that? Huh? Well, I haven't come to terms with it per se, but only because I thought it was natural for that to happen. I pause. Now I'm going to be thinking about that though. I chuckle to myself, but Axel doesn't find it funny. I'm sorry. Please forget I brought it up. Hey, it's fine. I think that's a valid concern. But It's just a part of the process, yeah? Yeah, it is. Axel looks even more sad. Now I'm really getting worried. Is everything okay? That seems to catch him off guard. Oh, well, I think so. I just want to make sure you're okay. Oh, yeah? For your job? What? No? The tiger seems genuinely insulted. You've been through so much. Is it weird for me to be worried? Now I'm the one caught off guard. I mean, it's not like we know each other or anything, right? Not really, but that doesn't mean that I can't look out for you, does it? Yes, this is a job, but it's a job that I took because I wanted to help people. I'm going to make sure that you're safe from here on out, alright? Uh, alright? He's being so nonchalant about it. I've dealt with bluntness before, but this is different. I don't think he's lying. I think he really wants to make sure that I'm okay. I'm glad my hair is so long. I can turn my head to hide most of my face. Why do I feel so hot all of a sudden? Wait, no. What if he's... No, I'm not doing this again. I'm going to process each emotion as it happens. Even if privately. I think for the first time in a long while, I'm genuinely happy. To the point where my breathing gets a bit shaky. Uh, Thank you, Axel. I appreciate it. Aaron. Huh? Call me Aaron. The tiger extends his paw out. My name is Aaron Cosmas? Cosmos? I'm gonna assume it's Cosmos. Cosmas. Aaron Cosmos. My name is Aaron Cosmos. I know we had a bit of a rocky start, but I hope in time we'll be good friends. I stare at his open paw in disbelief. We've barely known each other for a day and he's already told me his real name. Why the hell does something like this get me to tear up? What's wrong with me? Not wanting to be rude, I extend my own hand out to him. I'm trembling, but I grab his big paw in my hand and shake it with him. He's very warm. Thank you, I mean, Aaron. I'll keep that in mind. I won't tell anyone. Thanks, I appreciate it. It's a bit of a hassle to maintain different code... names? Ah, damn. My tears are starting to spill out. For as much as I was talking about not wanting to be touched, I think I really was touch-starved this whole time. Cyrus? No, I'm okay. Again, I wipe my nose on the jacket sleeve. This is Happy Cry, trust me. I say, trying to smile with a somewhat runny nose. I see. Well, I promise that next time we'll have a proper handkerchief you can use. I sniff one last time. I'll hold you to that, Aaron. Thank you. Of course. Let's finish up lunch, then we get you that shower, yeah? I nod, too happy to really reply. I focus on eating this wonderful food. To be continued. Ah, Axel. Axel. So, yeah. It appears that we are, well, that Cyrus is safe and sound with Axel and I guess the rest of the team, even though the rest of the team is a bit more cautious and Axel seems to be a bit more than willing to, I guess, open up to Cyrus or like to bring him into the fold. I assume it's because of the human that they once knew, whose name I completely forgot already, but that I apologize for that because I read these visual novels too much and I forget names. Um so yeah, I think it has to do with him sort of um God, what is that phrase or word where you put feelings or thoughts or something that belong to something else
onto someone else. He's projecting. Yeah, he's projecting his feelings that he had for the previous human, whether they are romantic or just he misses them, onto Cyrus. And that's bad if that's what's happening, because that Cyrus is not that other human. As I think it was Ring that was telling him, that Xavier, I think that's the person's name. He's probably long gone now, or he's still in the facility strapped to some container with his organs being harvested or cloned or whatever. But yeah. So I hope that's probably the case, but I hope that's not the case, because then when it eventually comes out like that, I am not a replacement for your human, that things sour between them, or that they at least get awkward. But that's probably what's gonna happen. And Ring is growing more and more on me, because you can tell that it's all like how Cyrus said, it's all bark. He might nip, but he's not gonna bite. Like he's like if you own a dog and like you're playing with his toys, and like he's like, no, give me my toy back, and like he does like the barking and the growling, but he's not actually gonna like bite you. It's just playing. And Rose is pretty cool too, but I'm partial to hyenas for obvious reasons. Even if it's a female hyena. But yeah. Lance. Push you off the train right there. But anyways, so what are your thoughts so far on the group as a whole? Do you like the group? Do you like any one particular character? Hands off the tiger, he's mine. Is Ring growing on you like he is growing on me? Is Rose? Are you curious about this Vita person? Why Axel didn't want Cyrus speaking to him just yet? I mean, it's obvious that it was because of the whole, like, once you go through with whatever it is that he's going to have you do, you're going to be a different person. And I wonder if that's going to be completely true for Cyrus, because it might just be the writing where Cyrus already has this personality, and the personality kind of matches with how the story started. And I don't know how much it would change. Or if a lot of the memories that we haven't seen yet will drastically change his attitude and stuff. And I guess we'll have to see whenever we get to that part. Which I hope is the next update. Hehe. But yeah. I suppose I should, subscribe to their Patreon. But that brings up, thank you all for watching / listening. If you would like to play Remember the Flowers yourself, you can find it over on itch. And they have an official Remember the Flowers Twitter page, which which I'm gonna link down in the description, which will have a direct link to the itch page. And if you would like to get earlier updates than the ones that I can get, because I'm not subscribed, you can subscribe to their Patreon, and you will find out what happens next. And yeah, I guess that's it, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.